Draymond Green on LeBron James, Draymond Green and Kevon Looney on Anthony Davis. To me, I think that very well could decide the series, Dave, because Draymond Green loves these like type of matches. I talked to him last year right after they beat Nikola Jokic and the Denver Nuggets in the first round, and Draymond was exhausted mentally and physically, just saying like basically he sounded like Ray Lewis trying to match wits with Peyton Manning, just like at the line of scrimmage, just Nikola Jokic bringing the ball up the floor and him trying to figure out which way is Nikola Jokic going to go. Now, this is a very different matchup. Whether, he actually told me, he said, the only other guy who was this tough for me to guard and try to figure out what his next move was from a chess move standpoint is LeBron. And so I can't wait to see it. It's funny that Mark Spears reported, did you see this, Dave, that like Draymond was injured when LeBron was going to break the scoring record and the Warriors were on the road. They were getting ready to go to Portland. Draymond, who loves LeBron James, wanted to go down and see it in person and be there at the game. I think he was also going to work in the broadcast booth or something like that for TNT. Yeah. And so that's very understandable. Like, this is history being made. But at the same time, you're not with your team on the road. And so Steve Kerr said, nah, I think it's just not a good look for the team to travel to Portland without you while you're flying to Los Angeles. Rather have you with the team. And Draymond said, okay, yeah, I'll do that. What did you make of that? What do you make of like the whole, because Draymond is incredibly complimentary of LeBron all the time. So much so that I don't think I've seen like an opposing player just love another player like like he loves LeBron.
It's very bizarre. I mean, I guess, no, I'll take that back. When I first started to see that relationship play out, I found it to be very bizarre. Because I was so used to looking at Draymond in the context of Golden State Warriors versus Cleveland Cavaliers, and looking at Draymond in the context of, he said, I'll say the B word to LeBron in the finals in 2016, which what led LeBron to stepping over him, which what led to Draymond giving the armbar between LeBron's legs, which led to the suspension, which
cost the Warriors the championship.
Right, sure. But in a weird roundabout way, first, just to talk about the competitive side of things, LeBron's got to love Draymond Green, because if Draymond Green didn't take the bait and doesn't get suspended, who knows? Maybe the greatest moment of LeBron's career never happens with that 3-1 comeback. But beyond that, Draymond, in the early days of uninterrupted LeBron's multimedia platform, when they were filming the early editions of The Shop, which it was YouTube. I don't even know if it was a YouTube show. I think it was just you could watch it on Uninterrupted's website, and then at one point it was on HBO, and now it's a YouTube show, just like our show. Draymond was on there in episodes. Sometimes the episodes don't include LeBron anymore, but he was on there in episodes with LeBron. You could just see their discourse. You could see how one guy would make a point and the other guy would step in, and they would kind of spark one another. It was just kind of natural. And then I think there was one of the summers where LeBron was invited to Draymond's wedding, and again, internet was going nuts. Like, what's LeBron doing at Draymond's wedding? But like, obviously, if you're extending a wedding invite to someone, you have a relationship with them. Yeah. And so since then, it's not surprised me. I think the underlying current, which is very interesting, is Draymond Green as a player option for next year. What could happen this summer? Because the Lakers, depending, obviously, some of the moves they made in February and January, some of these guys for sure, you could say they absolutely want some of these players returning, but maybe not all of them. And it'd be interesting to see if Draymond at some point will be a teammate of LeBron James's.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think we talked about this on earlier. That's OD earlier in the season when the Jordan Poole Draymond Green incident happened, and how I thought this was bigger than your normal fight because of the way it came out. But it also gives the Warriors Look, I mean, the underlying thing was it also gives the Warriors a reason not to pay Draymond Green. They have it as evidence and footage, and can always say, oh, well, look, this happened. Because he's a lightning rod. I mean, if you look obviously in the first round against the Kings with the stomp on Sabonis and then getting suspended, are those things that you want to pay Draymond Green, but at the same time, that he's a champion and he's the heart of the defense. He is in many ways, a lot of times, the brains of the Golden State Warriors, not just defensively, but offensively. So I do think, Draymond does look forward to perhaps, eventually becoming a free agent and choosing where he wants to go. So that'll be interesting. Let me be clear, though, Dave. I mean, even though he has love for LeBron, once they get between those lines, Draymond just wants to win at all costs. And so does LeBron. So
Right.
I don't think friendship is going to, we can talk about Magic and Isaiah Thomas, who I actually ran into last night, was talking with Isaiah. We didn't talk about this, but I'm just saying, like, the friendship always is put to the side once you're on the court and you want to win. You have all-time greats like these guys. So
thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.